haven't driven this thing in a minute, but it's on my list of cars with cup holders that I need to review, and it's very important that we discuss what's going on with these two little holes right here. All right, I had to make a run over to the local coffee store just to be able to show you what I'm talking about with these cup holders. So right off the bat, you're gonna notice something. Ford actually went ahead and understood that as Americans, we like to bang gears with no fear. So they actually offset this shifter. So when you're doing that 1 to 2, look at you don't have to worry about hitting nothing. So it's got a factory short shifter installed just for clearance purposes. Another thing you'll notice, even though that these cup holders were designed around a can of Budweiser and a can of Mountain Dew, they've put this little space in the middle. Most people think it's for putting your whatever you want to put in here. But really in America, we have very large sizes, and sometimes our cups will come up and out because we want to fit as much as we can in a small cup holder, and they've created room for us, so we appreciate that. And we're gonna see how these handle up to some horsepower. So unlike the Japanese cars that we've previously reviewed, this one is full American, naturally aspirated. We don't have no turbos making no torque. So because we have a very linear power curve, these cup holders will actually handle a bit more power than a turbo car would because we're not sending all the torques to them. However, this car is a big car that has a lot of roll and stuff to it, so you got to be careful when you're braking and accelerating, because you can create the teeter-totter effect, and then you might lose all your drink all over your cup holder, and you wouldn't want that. So overall, I would say that these cup holders do have a good firm holding, grappling, designed well, patina going on, but in terms of horsepower, it's very hard to rate these. I would say maybe 1,000 horsepower if we were to put a big blower on this thing. You got to remember as well, we also have traction control on, which helps stabilize these drinks right here. Watch. Couldn't tell, but all that teeter-totter effect can definitely spill a drink. Typical morning routine, sipping on some Starbucks and listening to my Cove. So a little bit of technical guitar for the morning. It's Buried Alive. I've been listening to him a lot lately. These speakers are sick. The Cove Commuter wireless Bluetooth speaker has super good bass. Sound quality is really good, and it works from like 30 feet away. You guys have heard me talk about these a million times. They last 8 hours on a single charge, and if you want to get technical, they do fit in a cup holder. They're really good when you're on the go. It's easy to bring along, fit in a backpack, and you get way better sound quality than just listening to music on your iPhone. And if you guys don't already remember, Cove has a code for you guys that gets you 65% off this speaker. Cove has a code for you guys that gets you 65% off this speaker. You can check out the link in the description and get your hands on a very, very rad speaker. I'd like to give a massive thank you to Cove for sponsoring this video. I'm very grateful of it, and it lets us do projects and keep doing all the crazy stuff that we're doing. So thank you, Cove. Now it's time to get to work. On the RB, obviously we're doing a nice clutch. So this is actually a similar setup to what I run on my Skyline. It's a competition twin disc. The reason I went with a twin disc on this setup, usually you can get a little bit more aggressive clutch that can handle the power with a little bit softer feel because you have so much extra surface area. And they're just rad. So hopefully, I don't have personal experience with this clutch, but I know the Injuku guys use this on pretty much all their builds, and they tend to be happy with it. So I'm hoping it won't be too hard of a pedal for the car, but I mean, at the same rate, like, this is gonna be a lot of car to drive, so I guess having an aggressive clutch shouldn't be the end of the world, don't you think, Alberto? I wish we started putting twin discs on my cars from day one. It's like, I love them.
Yeah, they're sick. You just gotta get used to them. Like, I mean, it takes like an hour, 30 minutes to get used to it. Like, I think some twin discs are actually easier to drive than like single discs, because like, as an example, on my SR, like some cars, like you'll have a really heavy like single, or you could have a twin that would be a little bit lighter feeling on the pedal. The only thing is the engagement point on the twin is very tiny.
Yeah, and it's aggressive.
Single, so you have to like have a lot of finesse.
Yeah, finesse.
On the pedal to do it right. But if you have that, then you're golden.
Yeah. So she's gonna be even fresher. So I've just been cleaning up the ABS module. Most people would delete the ABS module. I probably would if it was my personal car, but we have no idea who's gonna win this car. And having ABS, if you're used to driving a lot of newer cars, is a good thing to have. We don't want someone locking up the brakes, especially when you got these gnarly GTR Brembos on here. We just want to keep whoever safe. So unfortunately, it'll be a little bit of an eyesore in that corner, but I'm doing my best to clean it up, just trying to make it look a little nicer. you notice we were having an issue getting the tranny to mount to the engine. Basically the problem was when we were wiggling it at first, it actually shifted the clutch disc a little bit. We noticed because the alignment tool wasn't going in, so we realigned that and then we got it to go in just kind of by using the bolts to pull it together. Coming over here though, we're almost ready to get the engine in. If you saw me wrapping this stuff before, this is basically just to help with all the heat that manifold and turbo is going to create, especially with how close it's going to be here. Try to keep some of the heat out of the cabin. And also, if you look at my Skyline, this is a great example of what happens when you don't have it. You won't notice it that much on that car because of the color of the paint, but it yellows the crap out of the paint. Can't really see in there that much, but you can tell that all that heat just yellowed the crap out of my paint because it gets so hot. So if you guys aren't familiar with my Mustang, it does have a Lund tune on it. And I actually got in contact with the guys over at Lund. Alex was helping me out, and they sent me over 2 new maps for the Mustang. Since I only run E85 in this, they actually have an E85 race map that's a bit more aggressive timing since it's not flex fuel. So they said I won't really see much more power up top, but it adds even more timing down low. So I'm excited to see how the mid-range is. But what I'm loading onto it right now, they have a cammed map that kind of has a different cam sequence, so when it idles, it sounds like it has like a super cammed out lope. So Tommy said some people call them ghost cams, but anyway, I'm flashing it right now and we'll listen to hear how this sweet idle sounds. Not it sounds cammed out, it's kind of cool. I have to hold my foot in the exhaust so it doesn't rattle. I should probably fix that. I think it's time, Tommy. You wearing sunglasses indoor. Block out the haters.
Can't let the world see.
All he ever does. Freaking idiot. So if you notice, we got towels all around to try to prevent the damage from when we're finagling this bad boy in there. Are you ready? I was really concerned about turbo fitment, but it looks like it actually fits better than in my Skyline. Kind of close in this area, but I think that's enough of a gap, and we'll be able to just angle this kind of upward and then kind of have the pipe come up and over here. But dude, that looks so sick with the purple wastegate on there. Got a purple blow-off valve for it too. This thing is coming together and looking so rad. Might just ride today. Thinking about doing a cup holder review in this thing. That's gonna have to wait for another day. This Civic up here is super clean. I dig it. I'm into it.
Yeah! First try!
Had a really fun session with my friends from up north who I've known forever, and now they're like big name BMX pros, Mark Burnett and Matt Ray. We got one clip together riding the ramp, just an iPhone clip, but we're all gonna go back to the warehouse now. I wanna show them around. We'll see where Alberto's at, and then we're all gonna go grab some food and just chill for the rest of the night. So, just whipping the Skyline. So while we were riding, Alberto did a little bit more on the engine bay of the R33. Kind of played around with turbo setup and kind of like how we were going to clock it in regards to making the intercooler piping. And the way that we found to have the most clearance, just in case the engine rocks a bit, was basically have it up here, and he's going to kind of make a pipe that goes down and straight to this hole. This is the same AEM intake setup that I ordered for the R32, literally identical with the same pipes and everything. Fit really nice in that one, so I thought I would do the same. Have their nice dry flow filter as well to keep water and debris from collecting on the actual filter. He started kind of figuring out intercooler piping, and what he thinks he's going to do right now is probably some pie cut situation stuff to get it down through into this hole, because we're not going to be able to get down there with just like a 90-degree coupler or whatever. But it's coming out very rad. It's starting to look like a car, and I will say I was hoping that there would be a little bit more contrast between the actual pink of the car and the midnight purple of the engine bay. But if you don't recall me saying, this is LP2 purple, the same color of Nicole's car, but it has more pearl in it. So it's usually a bit darker than it is, but it looks a little bit lighter because of the extra pearl. But it's coming together really nice, and I hope you guys are excited. Should have this thing running and all together sooner rather than later, And tomorrow, don't know exactly what we have in store. We are going to be waiting on some parts. Hopefully it won't be that long of a delay. I'll probably overnight most of the stuff, but if we do have a dead day, maybe we will pull the trans on the S15, open it up and see what it looks like inside so I can order parts for that to get that car fixed too. But anyway, definitely stoked to have this thing in the car, and I hope you guys are too. And if you guys want to enter the giveaway, if you haven't heard me say it enough already, every $5 you spend on eligible merch on LZMFG gets you entered for a chance to win this car and $5,000 cash. So, and if you're wondering too, of course we're going to put the car on some nice BCs. We just didn't put them on when the car went to go get the base sprayed because we didn't want to get any overspray on them, just in case. So anyway, this is where we're at, and yeah, hope you guys are stoked. Okay.